Hey, Steve Stine here from GuitarZoom. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to be looking at another solo for guitar solos you should know. This one is from the Cars, Just What I Needed. And this is Elliot Easton. This is absolutely one of my favorite solos of all time. And he's just an amazing player, and he just always seems to play all the right notes all the time. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this first here. We've got going to B, E major to B major, and then C sharp minor. And then we're going to go to A major. Now I'm going to show you this. So if we look at those chords right there, we're playing a 1, a 5, a 6, and a 4. And so everything fits perfectly in the key of E major right there. The issue here is if you listen to the beginning jam, what you're going to find here is you've got E major going to B major, and then C sharp minor, but then it goes to G sharp major. So what happens is it keeps alternating between going here, and then the next time, it goes there. And it's important to understand that when you start looking at the solo, because one of the greatest things that Elliot does is all of his solos are so melodic, and what he's doing is he's following those chords around. So when it begins here, you're starting off with this bend on the 7th fret. Now, I used to play this in a different position, but I went back and watched some live footage of Elliot to make sure I was doing this in the same positions that he's doing it in. But a lot of this stuff, you know, if you wanted to, you could move it into a more pentatonic kind of position that maybe makes more sense in your head or in your fingers or whatever, but I'm going to play it this way. So we're going up here to the 7th fret of the 2nd string, and you'll notice what I'm doing is I'm bending it up a whole step, and then I keep picking it and stopping the string each time. So I'm not doing that. What I'm doing is I'm picking it, and then what we're going to do is we're going to drop down. So we have, and you'll notice I'm bending it up, and then I'm bending it back down, and then I'm actually going to go back to it, and then that's what I want to show you is that little 5-6-5 hammer-on. Now, if you decide you want to pick this a little differently, or you want to do a hammer-on or something in a different place, don't worry about that. Play it however it's going to be most comfortable for you. So I have, so if we think about it, when it starts, so that's what's happening right there, okay? So again, I don't want to go through all the theory, but I just want you to think about this a little bit. And then we move down to B, and there he's bending up to the major third. So here we're bending up to the major third, and then here we're bending up to the major third, and then we're going to C sharp minor there, and then it's going to that G sharp, and that's where he's responding to that outside chord by going here to the major third of that chord, right? So, phrase 1. Now it starts all over, and this time he's going to be playing to the A major like you normally would. So this next phrase here. So let's take a look at that. So I'm coming off here. Here's my first part again. So right there, I'm actually playing 2 notes of the E major chord right there. And then we go into this thing here. So I'm playing the 6th fret and the 5th fret, and then sliding up a whole step into there. And I play that note twice, and then I slide back. He might be picking it, but that's how I do it. And then we go here. Now you'll notice I'm bending it up, and then I'm doing a reverse bend coming back down, and then going back down. That's all happening over that A right there. Okay, then we start all over again. Now here's your third phrase. Now right there, that's where it's going to change because we have this awkward chord coming again, this outside chord, if you will. So this phrase we're going, so notice how I'm bending it up, bringing it back down, and then I'm bending it back up at the end. I'm going to do the same thing on the second string, but at the end I'm going to do a pull off backwards. And again, if you'd rather pick it, that's perfectly fine. And then here I'm going to go, so I'm going to do my bend, whole step bend, but then I'm going to this 5 here to set myself up for this chord again. And then right there what he does is he goes to the 6th fret and does a bend. So he's doing the same kind of thing he did at the beginning of that phrase over the E and then the B, right? So that stuff. Okay, then we go into this kind of cool little country style lick. Now I always used to play that up here, but in watching him, he plays it here. So I'm bending the 7th fret. Again, we're over that E. So notice how I'm bending it up. I'm going to the 9th fret, the 7th fret, and then I'm bringing it back down and dropping down to the 5th fret there. Now you could let that ring out as best you can, whatever's comfortable for you. And then we move up to that thing. So we're going up to the 9th fret, 11th fret, 12 and 13, 14s, 15s, 16s. And what I'm doing there, you don't have to do this, but I'm doing what's called hybrid picking. So I'm picking with my pick and my middle finger. And there's a kind of a funky little rhythm to it. But you could certainly use your guitar pick if you'd rather do that as well. Not only learning the solo itself, but start thinking a little bit about how it's interacting with those chords, and that could be very beneficial for you. So you've got all of the technique of the bending, the sliding, the hammer-ons, the pull-offs, things like that to work on. And then from there, what you could do is start trying to work a little bit more on how this is actually constructed, because that's, again, the beauty of some of the stuff that Elliot Easton does is just, like I said, he's one of my favorite guitar players simply because it always seems like he's playing the right thing. And I've always loved all of his solos. So let's break it down one more time just to make sure you've got this. So we start with our... And remember, as you're learning this, just take phrase by phrase. Don't worry about learning the whole solo right away. Just take one little part and get used to, mimicking what I'm doing or mimicking what Elliot Easton is doing. And then we go into the next thing. And that's the end of that one. And then we've got... And I love how some of those phrases end with not just bending, but bending. And then it's this da-dun at the end. And then we do our little country thing here. And that's your entire solo. So check that one out. Hopefully you enjoy this one. Let me know if you need any help with anything. Comment and let me know how things are going for you. So take care, stay positive, and I'll talk to you soon.